What's up everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're checking out RENE HIGUITA. Hopefully I said his name right. He's from Colombia, he's a goalkeeper, really known to be like a crazy goalkeeper doing crazy stuff. He does like scorpion kicks I saw, which I'll be using in my thumbnail. But this is like a tiny documentary from Raymar once again, so make sure to check out Raymar's channel. Let's get into the video.
How many of you recognize this clip of the most insane save ever? I'm sure many of you have.
I did see that actually.
Scorpion kick is literally one of the most popular footballing clips in history. But to those who haven't, let me introduce you to
I saw that in like some compilation.
Football's craziest, most entertaining, and as unbelievable as it might sound, game-changing goalkeepers of all time. That's right, literally changing the way football is played. Something that players like Pelé, Messi, or Cristiano Ronaldo have never managed to do. He played football like no other goalkeeper before him and had one of the most interesting stories I've ever seen. He scored 41 goals in his career and was even his team's main
score 41 goals as a goalkeeper?
Absolutely unheard of for his position. Everything about him, from his style of play, the way he dressed, and even the way he looked, was full of flair. So much so that if you've ever seen him play, you'd never ever forget about him. Higuita is by far one of the most culturally influential players in history who needs to have their story told, but for some reason doesn't get the recognition he deserves. So let's take a look at how RENE HIGUITA changed goalkeeping
RENE HIGUITA, so apologize if I butchered the name in the beginning.
RENE HIGUITA is arguably Colombia's most iconic footballer in history. From his very first season as a professional, he immediately showed everyone that he wasn't your typical keeper. Sure, you might have heard of the sweeper keeper before, pioneered by the all-time great LiQWYD, and technically that's what he was. But realistically, Higuita was more like an attacking keeper. Now, what is that, you might ask? Well, it sounds exactly like you'd expect. Higuita would dribble the ball up far from the goal box and even attack, making it all the way past midfield and initiating the counterattack, something which was never before seen and definitely gave his coach a heart attack. But the thing is, he was good enough to do it, having amazing touch and ball control, possibly being the most technically skilled goalkeeper in history.
That's crazy that he moves like that, dude. He's not that tall either. I know goalkeepers are usually taller.
Everything about him was flashy. He didn't wear typical goalkeeping outfits, but chose to wear bright and sometimes even weirdly designed ones to stand out on the
It's pretty
pitch.
neat.
And if his crazy playstyle and outlandish outfits weren't enough, the cherry on top was the lustrous, long, and wild hairstyle that would instantly grab your attention. Which, by the way, he still has till this very day.
I'm doing photo shoots.
At the ripe age of 55. By far his most recognizable feature. Speaking of which, if you still want your hair looking amazing like Higuita's by the time you're the same age as well, today's sponsor Keeps can help men like you.
When I react to his videos, I keep the advertisement in
2 out of 3 guys will experience hair loss
out of respect of the channel for using his content
Keeps is a
to react
subscription
to.
service treatment that is clinically proven to combat hair loss and improve hair growth, all made affordable at half the cost of pharmacy prices and delivered straight to your front door. With Keeps, you can be sure that all their treatments are doctor recommended, personalized for you and your specific needs, and research-backed and clinically proven to improve your hair. They even have award-winning
so far, right?
all-natural hair
I don't know.
thickening
Hopefully I don't go
shampoo
bald,
and
but
conditioner systems so that your
hey, I got my
hair
hair.
is looking as
I'm
great
enjoying
as
it for
possible.
now.
I mean, just look at all these results from satisfied Keeps customers. So do your future self a huge favor, because hair loss stops with Keeps. To get 50% off your first order, go to Keeps.
He does a good job though tying this in, talking
click
about
the link in the description.
RENE, I forget his name again, but his hair and then.
But getting back to Higuita, he scored an
I'll call
incredible
him
7
Higuita.
goals and 16 appearances for his first year as a professional footballer in Colombia. And yes, he was playing as a goalkeeper, not a striker, in case you needed to be reminded. That's an insane 0.44 goals a game for a keeper. Just looking at these clips, you can see the man truly loved what he did. It wasn't because he wanted attention or hated his position. No, he genuinely thought it was the best way for him to play. Have you guys ever noticed how good keepers are these days at using their feet? Just look at guys like Manuel Neuer, Alisson, and Ederson, for example. Some of the best goalkeepers in the world. They're pretty skilled with the ball, but Higuita was the most skilled keeper and pioneered even letting guys at his position make risky moves with the ball. Most likely without him, you'd never see any other keepers attempt to handle the ball with their feet at all. And if they did, they'd probably get benched.
Well, yeah, because they're focused on just literally preventing the ball from going out. It's pretty cool that he goes out that far too. That shown right there, like earlier, wasn't that far, but we saw earlier in the video him going out.
In English, but surprisingly, it would take him 5 years to be known as such, despite his rather crazy playstyle being the same since the very beginning of his football career. It wasn't until the 1990 World Cup when Colombia made it to the round of 16 when Higuita's over-dribbling cost his country the match. He tried to feint Cameroonian striker Roger Milla as he was being pressed on goal when he infamously lost
Can't be doing that, especially your goalie.
with Higuita saying it was a mistake as big as a house, and became known globally as El Loco ever since. But despite that blunder, Higuita never once lost confidence in himself or his style of play. Other than him bringing up the ball well past the midfield, Higuita's style of goalkeeping wasn't all that crazy. Like I mentioned earlier, although Lev Yashin really started this,
I drafted him too, Yashin.
Higuita revolutionized it. The way he would come out of the goal box and make tackles or challenges, and to even sit behind as a safety pass for his defenders, were seen by coaches as genius, making the strategy seen as a good option even till this very day. He revolutionized the way that goalkeepers take responsibility for situations far from goal, so not everything about his playstyle was crazy. In fact, Higuita played a huge role in inspiring FIFA's iconic back pass rule change in 1992, when they banned goalkeepers from being able to pick up the ball after it was passed back to them, in an effort to encourage keepers to play with their feet like Higuita did, because many keepers back then
When you're changing the game, that means that you're a legend.
Any kind of pressure. Pretty boring, right? Higuita proudly
crazy.
said, "I changed football's rules. Not even Pele or Maradona or even Messi can say they did that." And he was absolutely right. Because of him, the game was forever changed for the better. Higuita was also incredibly skilled with free kicks and penalties, often taking them for the clubs he played in and for his Colombian national team. In fact, his best goal-scoring season was in 2000 when he scored 11 goals in 20 appearances.
That's insane.
A .55 goals per game ratio, making him more efficient than most strikers we see today, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. And finally, the most iconic highlight of Higuita's career happened during a friendly against England at Wembley on September 6, 1995. When saving a shot, Higuita jumped and cleared the ball mid-air with his feet behind him, giving birth to the iconic scorpion kick, which was almost unimaginable.
How do you even come across that?
This move would earn him an incredible amount of media attention, and later, Higuita would admit that the move was completely premeditated. He thought of it a
But if you missed
long time
that,
in training and was
you're probably
waiting
gonna
for
get
the
benched.
perfect time to execute the move, and no better place than in Wembley for the world to see. Till this day, it's one of the most iconic footballing clips of all
I'd
time.
say.
Higuita
And
was one of
photos.
the most loved players in history, even by his opponents, as even the late great Maradona asked the Colombian to play in his farewell match in 2001. Higuita even brought some stabilization to Colombia during the time of Pablo Escobar's reign of terror on the country, when he was used as a middleman to secure a safe hostage exchange between Pablo Escobar and a rival cartel leader at the time. Today, Higuita works as a goalkeeping coach for his former Colombian club, as despite his reputation, the man was an incredibly gifted keeper, with athleticism, acrobatic saves, and positioning on top of his offensive skills. Higuita will remain as one of the most beloved and unforgettable goalkeepers of all time, and I'm glad I could share his story with you all today. So please give this video a like if you enjoyed, as it really helps my channel get back to the YouTube algorithm, as my videos haven't been getting any exposure at all lately. Lastly, subscribe for more videos like this, as I'm starting to upload every week. Finally, thank you to all of you guys who continue to support my channel, and I'll see you in the
Great
next
video,
one.
like usual from Raymar. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, okay? Subscribe, comment, do what you guys want. But yeah, interesting player, interesting video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.